Good afternoon, I'm Asad Ahmed. Despite the Metropolitan Police last night saying they were proactively arresting people who they had strong reason to believe were planning serious disruption to the public today, this morning there's been serious disruption to the public. Sections of the M25 were closed during rush hour as climate change activists targeted the motorway across London and Surrey. Victoria Hollins has been following what's been going on. Victoria.
Yes, and as you say, there were 7 separate locations around the M25 that were targeted by protesters this morning, including on one side junctions 6 and 7 and the other side junctions 21 and 22. It's 32 days now of Just Stop Oil protests and subsequent disruption through September and October. The first to be brought to an end this morning was between 6 and 7 in Surrey. That's now reopened, of course, after a protester removal team dealt with an activist there. Essex police say they've made 3 arrests, but there has been huge disruption, flights missed, hospital appointments missed, all that sort of thing. This is just one example of one of the tweets I've read on this. Somebody says, I need to visit my mother-in-law who is ill. I need to drive to North Kent to help a client who's in hospital. I drive an electric car. I am not your enemy. You are making my life very hard. Why don't you inconvenience the oil companies and government, not me? I put that to one of the activists.
It breaks my heart that it has had to come to this, that we have such a negligent government, that we have been forced to make these really disruptive protests happen, and that ordinary people are being caught up in it. But there is no other way.
Well, the government says that it is protecting the planet. It says it's protecting the planet is absolutely a priority for the government. But as you say, there were a series of injunctions in place to prevent the protesters disrupting the M25. Of course, that doesn't appear to have worked. Scotland Yard said that overnight they'd made several arrests, 3 early this morning in South London, to try and prevent what they call a serious disruption. But Just Stop Oil say that they are not planning on stopping these protests. They want the government to abandon plans to licence more oil and gas projects by 2025. And as I say, we'll continue.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye on what happens. Victoria Hollins, thank you very much for that.